Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to talk about the feeding mechanism on 3D printers and why you may not be getting any filament into your hot end. Okay, so over the last couple weeks I've been battling with this issue on the Bevo here where I'm loading filament. I can push it through manually, the nozzle's not clogged, but I'm not getting any extrusion when I'm actually running a file. I thought maybe there's a jam or a clog or something. Did the whole clean out process, nothing worked there. What I suspect is the feeding gear that grabs the filament and kind of forces it into the hot end is either broken or gunked up or something. So we're going to try to take this apart, and I bought some replacement gears on Amazon. So we'll see if we need to replace it or not, or maybe it's just a cleanable thing. But either way, we're going to take this apart, check it out, and see what's going on. But first, I just want to show you guys the problem that I'm experiencing. So I've got some PLA here. I think it's PLA Plus actually. And I'm just gonna get a fresh cut on that there. Come off of there. Go ahead and load this. And as you can see, pushing out what was in there before. Had some cleaning filament in there from trying to determine what the problem was. So we've got that guy going on there. I'm just going to go to the menu here and I'm going to try to force some filament out with the extrude function in the printer menu. Right now I've got about 35 millimeters that I'm telling the printer to push out. And I can feel the vibration of the motor in the filament, but the filament itself is not moving at all. It's not being pulled in to the mechanism. If I push it, it will come out, which tells me there's no actual clog or blockage. But the mechanism itself will not turn. So that's the problem I've been having, but obviously when I'm trying to run an actual print. So let me pull this out of here. We're going to come around the front and take this apart and then see what we got. Angle to do this is, so I'm just going to take these two fan assemblies off. I'm also going to turn the unit off. I don't need those fans spinning on me while I'm trying to mess with this. I've been having this problem with both nozzles here. So I'm going to go ahead and take both sets of fans off so we can see behind the curtain. You want to be kind of careful when you take these guys off because there's some spacers behind them that you definitely don't want to lose. And these go all the way through to the motor assembly behind. Got those guys out. Take those down. That's what you're trying to avoid. Luckily both of those guys landed inside of here. I'm also just gonna pop this cover off up here so that it makes my life a little easier. The wires are not binding things up and making it difficult for you guys to see what's going on. Okay, so now we've got 2 fans up and to the side. You can see our extruder motors are free because they are, these bolts go through the cage, through the fan, through the heat break, and then into the mounting holes on the motor itself. So I should be able to pull this down. And let's see if we can get the camera in here good enough so you can see what we've got going on here. So as you can see, this one, it's got a little bit of gunk in it. It's not terrible, but there's definitely a line where the filament is kind of built up on the gear itself, which might be causing it to slip and not actually bite and grab. And then this guy is particularly bad. Wow, that's a lot of filament that's gunked up there. Yeah, so I'm thinking, I don't know, I might just be able to clean those out, maybe. But, you know, I've got it open. I bought the new ones. I think these were like $15 for a ton of them. So I might just replace them anyway. So there's just a little set screw that uses the smaller Allen wrench that came with the printer. And it's attached to the motor shaft there. Okay, I got the set screw completely off here. I'm going to put pressure on that guy. I was kind of hoping that would just slide off easy, but looks like that's not going to be the case. Now there's 2 set screws, one on both sides. Sneaky. Okay. So if I spin that around, you can see the second set screw there. Okay, now this one does not like my little Allen wrench. I'll try the ones that came with the printer. There we go. Got that. Okay. Now we're cooking. Okay, so that gear came right off there after we got both of the set screws loosened up, and hopefully now you can see a little better all that residue that's just kind of stuck in there. The gear's teeth itself seem like they're in pretty good shape, but like I said, I've got the replacements here. I'll link these guys below in the description for you so you can access them, but they look to be identical. And I think this should fix our problem. So, okay, that's the old one. Let's go ahead and put a new one on. It looks like the shaft is keyed, but the gear itself is not. So I'm going to go ahead and line up the key with one of the set screws. Okay. Oh. Well, that goes way far back. Now you got to get this guy so that it lines up with, so that the toothed portion of the gear lines up with the feeder hole here. And I guess we can do that with a little bit of filament just to double check. So I might just come out a little bit more, so I'm more in the center of the gear and getting the full kind of action from it. Okay, I think I like that spot. I'm going to leave the filament in there temporarily just to kind of hold pressure against it while I tighten up these set screws. Okay, pull that filament out. Cool. And I think that should be it. Should be able to go ahead and reinstall this guy back where he was. Find our bushings. Go. So again, it goes motor, heat brake, bushings, fan, then the guard. Sorry, fan, then guard, then smaller nylon bushing, and then on the bolt, all of that on the bolt. It's kind of a lot to sandwich in here, but after the first few times you do it, you get decent at it. Okay, there we go. Get that first screw to bite there. That one to bite. All right, cool. We'll swap out a little Allen wrench guy. And when you tighten these guys up, you want to kind of do them a little bit at a time. Don't want to tighten one side and then the other all the way because it might be crooked or something and cause you some problems later. Okay, so now we got that all up on there. Let's try this filament again. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of resistance from the gear, and that's what I want. So I think we're good there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the other one the exact same way, and then I'm going to put it back on, and then we'll try to run a test print with it. Cool? All right, so I got everything put back together here. Printer is preheated, both nozzles. Just gonna go ahead and try to load them up now. Let's see, did we get anything out of that? Yeah, okay. Got another PLA over here for the other side. Just a quick trim. There we go. Just a lot of finesse. Okay. So now we've got both filaments loaded. I'm going to go to the extrusion, and we're going to do number 1 first. You can hopefully see that it is okay. So this extruder with the white filament, I'm pushing right through. I've got no gear grip right now, which I think means I aligned the gear incorrectly. And then extruder 1, just not getting anything out of it all. Okay, so off camera, I went ahead and took these off again. Try to figure out what the heck was going on, because it seemed like it was the gear replacement went well. This one is like kind of grabbing the filament. This is the extruder 1 on the left, and this one was just letting the filament pass right through. So I ended up taking, let's see, how did this go? Like this. I ended up taking this apart, and this is the little pulley that guides the filament through, holds it against the gear, and then you got your lever mechanism. The little spring shot out when I took this apart. I have no idea where that is, but either way, open this up to find that this mechanism is cracked right here. And so no matter how good the teeth are on this, there's nothing holding pressure against the filament into the teeth of this feeding gear. So I'm going to have to replace this part, maybe print one, maybe buy one, not really sure. But that is what's causing the problem on the right one, and I suspect, looking at this one, that we have a similar problem, because I can see a little crack occurring here as well in the same exact spot on this one. So I thought I'd take this apart for you guys so you can see exactly what I'm doing for yourself. So there's 2 Allen bolts here, one that works the lever and then one that holds the pulley. Different sized Allens. If we take them off, and hopefully be a little more careful this time to not lose the spring. Yep, sure enough, there it is, cracked, completely severed here. I wouldn't have guessed that would have been the problem. I'm not gonna lie. I thought for sure the gears were the issue, but apparently not. So both of these on one printer are correct. What are the odds of that? That's kind of crazy. So yeah, I'm gonna see if I can find this part. If not, might try to model it and print it. I feel like it's kind of a precision part, so I wonder if this would fall under the warranty. Anyway, more to come on this one, but if you're having filament feeding issues on your Bebo, or any 3D printer for that matter that uses the same kind of spring mechanism for the drive gear, that's a potential issue, I guess. 2 on one printer seems crazy to me, but here we are. So anyway, we will pick this back up once I have some time to research these parts and see what we can do about them. But until then, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everyone.